Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're building something iconic, the LEGO Hall of Justice. If you're a Justice League fan, you already know this is where the world's greatest superheroes assemble to save the day. I'm really surprised LEGO didn't make their own version, considering they made several versions of the Avengers Tower. Here's a fun fact, the Hall of Justice first appeared in the Super Friends cartoon back in 1973. It was inspired by a real-life Cincinnati Union Terminal. That's right, the building is based on a train station. The building is such a classic part of the DC lore that it's been featured in comics, shows, and of course video games. And if you live under a rock and you don't know what the Justice League is, the Justice League is basically a superhero all-star team. Think of the Avengers but better. Just kidding. The original lineup included Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, and Martian Manhunter. They first appeared as a team in The Brave and the Bold, number 28 in 1960. And since then, we've seen dozens of superheroes join the ranks, including my favorite, Green Arrow, to Shazam, and even the Plastic Man. Overall, this was a really fun build. The only tedious thing I have to say was the windows, because they were kind of hard to snap together. As well as the taller 2x5 pieces, my clumsy self just kept knocking them over every time I would look at them. I actually used LEGO Studio Designer to design this LEGO set before I actually built it. I looked at several different pictures on Google Images to get a final design for this. Designed everything except the roof, so whenever we get to that, we're kind of just gonna go on a whim. Because I didn't get my degree in architecture, I didn't know exactly how to do the lettering, so I'm actually gonna do it without the lettering that says the Hall of Justice, but I'm sure it'll still turn out really good. One thing I did notice on the other LEGO builds of the Hall of Justice is the windows were blue. Fortunately, I didn't have enough of the blue translucent pieces, and I also didn't want to spend a fortune on Legos. All the pieces I'm using to build this were actually just spare pieces laying around. And I didn't think about it until I was halfway done that, oh no, what if I don't have enough pieces? And here's another fun fact, did you know that in some versions of the comics, the Hall of Justice isn't just a meeting space? It's got teleporters, training rooms, even jail cells for the supervillains. Unfortunately, there's not enough room to add all of that in here, but stay tuned, we will be adding some extra things in here. And in Justice League Unlimited, it acted as a front for their real headquarters, a satellite called the Watchtower. It's pretty funny how Green Lantern has a ring that can make anything, and yet he still gets punched by regular villains. Somebody tell him to build a Lego wall next time. I'm actually surprised I had enough window pieces to finish the Hall of Justice. I discovered I actually had so many pieces I could probably actually build 2 of these. And if Batman had his way, he would definitely want me to build a black one. It's coming along real nicely now. I'm just mirroring the left side. One thing I did notice whenever I do any free building is somehow I'm always a piece off and I end up having to destroy and rebuild because I've messed something up. The amount of times that this has happened in Minecraft is unbelievable. I would be several hours into a build and all of a sudden something isn't matching up because I missed one block somewhere. The most frustrating part about this whole build was trying to get the middle piece on and get these pieces aligned. It just did not want to stay together and it just kept breaking. But ultimately, after 5 minutes, I finally got all the pieces on there. There was one Lego figure who'd be the most useful for helping you build Legos. It would definitely be the Atom. You may be wondering, why the Atom? Well, he can shrink down to subatomic size, which makes him the perfect for fixing Lego builds gone wrong. Lost a 1x1 brick? Don't worry, send the Atom in. We are almost done with the front of the Hall of Justice, and now we are just running through it. Until I build the walls on the side, it's going to be a little bit wobbly, but I attached it to the base plate pretty well, so it shouldn't fall down. Whenever I was looking on Google Images, on the sides of the Hall of Justice, I saw several different designs I could have went with. There was gray, there was white, there was gold. Unfortunately, I didn't have any gold pieces, so I couldn't have done gold, so I was like, oh, let me just do gray. I did have some lighter brown pieces that would have almost looked like gold, but I just didn't have enough pieces to complete the build. When it came to doing the sides and the back of the Hall of Justice, this was the only side I did without messing up. You'll notice, if you pay really close attention, that I actually ended up messing up the other sides, and I didn't put it on camera, but I had to redo the sides and the back. There's always talk about, what's Batman's superpower? Well, it's extreme wealth and zero trust issues. Honestly, he probably has a Lego instruction manual for how to defeat everyone else in the box. Here's an interesting fact. Did you know that Batman keeps kryptonite in the Batcave just in case Superman goes rogue? Trust issues? No. I wonder if he keeps a secret stash in the Hall of Justice. So you thought about building the Hall of Doom. I do not have any room for it in BrickQuack City, and then on top of that, having to design a sphere is not very fun. Don't really know how good the sphere will turn out until you are done. Did you know that Flash is so fast he could build this Lego set before the video even started and still be late to the meeting? Also, he time travels so much he probably doesn't even know what Lego universe he's in anymore. Did end up rebuilding this lobby area just because after I designed it on the computer I realized there was not enough room for my hands, and I did really want to decorate the inside some. You know, I was thinking about it, and it's kind of funny because Aquaman talks to fish, which sounds lame until you realize he talks to dolphins, which are smarter than most humans on Twitter. This one's for you Green Arrow fans. He's basically Batman with less money, more attitude, and a lot of trick arrows. Exploding boxing glove arrow? Sure. Net arrow? Why not? Burrito arrow? Okay, maybe not that one. Reno actually debuted in 1941 and is known for his sharp wit and political edge. It's also been in a long time on again, off again relationship with the Black Canary. And we can't talk about the Justice League without talking about Shazam. He was actually originally called Captain Marvel. Shazam was more popular than Superman in the 1940s. He gets his powers from mythological figures: Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. Comment below your favorite DC superhero. The most tedious part about some of these builds is laying the tiles down, because sometimes they don't clamp correctly. I now have a newfound respect for the Justice League, for saving the world and finding time to dust this giant building. Seriously, who's on janitorial duty? Martian Manhunter? Boom! And the Hall of Justice is complete. It only took 9 minutes on camera and 4 hours in real life. With the little bit of space I did have, I added the monitor, a place for them to eat, Green Lantern's lantern, as well as a U-shaped table so the Justice League members could sit around and talk. There's also a place on the back wall so they can hang up their weapons. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell Batman I built this with 0 blueprints. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need a nap.